show. If you're new here, my name is Mitchell. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about differences between men and women. So I do these YouTube lives every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, Saturdays at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, if you guys do find this video content of value, please hit the like button, share it to your friends. And if you feel so inclined, you guys could send me a donation on PayPal. The description will be down below. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Oh, or send me a direct message over over at Instagram at Mr. So Mr. Mitchell Tang, just like the channel. And so today I'm going to be talking about one recap and 4 slides of differences between men and women. And I do want to preface that, yes, although there are going to be a lot of differences, there's also going to be a lot of similarities. But it's also important to understand how women and men see things differently. How I'm gonna get into that. How they see things differently, right? And if you're a guy and you're watching this and you understand this, then you're going to be put in a way better position than other guys that don't understand this, because men who understands women are loved by women, right? And vice versa. And if you are a woman and you're watching this and you want a quality guy and you just so happen to stumble across this quality guy and you want to maintain this relationship, this is also a great place for you too, because that way you can learn and dig into the mind of how do I communicate, because men and women, they communicate differently, and right here is a great start for you. So anyways, I'm going to be starting with a recap, okay? And the recap is going to be on my previous episode. Let's see, where's it? Inaction breeds fear and doubt, and taking action breeds confidence and courage. Okay, and the episode is on she will eventually pull away. She will eventually pull away. Okay, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because most men don't understand why when a woman pulls away, because it's like, well, everything was going so well. I don't understand what's been happening, what's going on. And more than likely, now this isn't absolute, but more than likely you probably did a lot of things that's diminished a lot of attraction from her, whether it's over pursuing, maybe you blew up her phone, maybe you were too complacent. It could be so many things, right? But here it is. First bullet point, you might got too comfortable. You got too comfortable in a relationship, or maybe you're just kind of boring, right? And if you find yourself kind of boring, well, what were some of the things that you could be talking about? What are some of the things that you're interested in? If you're interested in it, that's great. But also, everyone's favorite topic is about themselves. So maybe you haven't been asking her enough questions about her. How's your day, babe? Or talk about her. If you're not dating her and you're just getting into this phase of getting to know her, ask her about her. Because the more you know about her, and the more she tells about you, chances are she's going to be like, okay, you know what? I shared a lot about me. I don't really know much about you. Then you get to share only after she tells you about herself. All right. Number 2 is complacent. So being complacent and being comfortable, very similar things. Okay. And displaying neediness. Are you a type of guy that displays a lot of neediness? Because neediness, it shows that you're a guy that's easily replaceable, because if you're needy, it shows that, hey, I'm fearful, and no woman wants a guy that's fearful. Okay. And it really depends, right? You could always come from a place of strength versus coming from a place of weakness, and I would get into that a little bit more as I go into the show. But number 4, best way to get someone's attention is to remove yours. So be where you're celebrated, not where you tolerate it. I heard that from Coach Corey Wayne. I'm pretty sure you got it from somewhere else. But anyways, it doesn't matter where we got it from. What matters is, can you apply it? Can you apply it? And most of the time, people can't apply that because they feel like, oh, I need to be somewhere. I need to feel like I'm needed by X, Y, and Z so that I could feel validated, right? And I'll talk about that a little bit more later, right? Women want you to be on a purpose, on your purpose. So if you're a guy and you're watching this, hi Sarah. If you're a guy and you're watching this and you don't have a purpose, a guy that doesn't have a mission or a focus or a direction where he wants to be, eventually she will fall out of love from you. She will fall out of love. You don't even know where you want to go. And she could only stick with you for so long until you can't do it. And you're like, oh, I don't know. I tried. Knowing your own worth is important. Absolutely. Thank you, M. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. But yeah, like women they want you to be in your purpose. And if you're not on your purpose, what are you doing? You know, it's okay to do things that you like, but you still have a focus, something that when you wake up, that's the first thing you think about. You want to be able to enjoy that process. It's like when I wake up, I love thinking about what do I get to talk about? What do I get to share with you guys, right? On top of that, what are some of the things that I value? You know, like I value health, right? I'm turning 34, okay? And I'm like, yo, Mitchell, what are some of the, and I value youth, and I need to make sure my hips work. For whatever reasons, I need my hip working, right? That's what I need. That's what I want. I joke around, but I want to be mobile, okay? I want to be mobile, right? What do you value? What do you value? Or are you just going back home, just cracking a bag of chips and sitting there eating and then hoping that someone is going to come and swoop you up? Like, that usually doesn't happen. Happiness happens by choice, not by chance, okay? Daniel, I know, right? Shoot. Yeah, I just got to make sure my hips working, you know, shoulders, right, neck, right? I got to get ready. I can't crack my thing, but, you know, yeah. Anyways, there's a fine line between needy and wanting her attention from time to time, right? So, being needy versus wanting her from time to time. And like I said, it is always, 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 always better to have the woman come to you. All you have to do is display and convey that you are the most irresistible option. What does it mean? Are you well kept, right? Do you have your life together? Do you everybody wants to be around someone that takes care of themselves, that's not overly like, oh, I'm at the gym 5 hours a day, unless that's your job, right? But do you have something going on for yourself, right? And do you know how to open her up mentally and, you know, physically too, right? And I want to preface this. When I say opening her up mentally and physically, it means that it is not a form of manipulation. Because if you're in a relationship with somebody, when you want someone to understand you, when you want someone to be like, you know what, you came back home, you just had a shitty day, and your man is like, oh baby, what happened? What's going on? Oh, you know, this happened at work. Okay, well, here, take a seat. Like, what's going on? And he goes and he does. He learns to listen, and most men don't listen, okay? And so he opens you up by listening to you. Oh, you know what? Why don't you go take a shower, relax a little bit, come back out, whatever, right? And then like maybe he got dinner ready, whatever. Change it up a little bit, right? It's not always her, right? So relationship plays two parts. It's not that where if the guy has to do it, he becomes a bitch. That's not it. Play your part. I heard something online, I'll find it later, but it was a man dating that back in the day, women would be the one to initiate when they liked someone, but it wasn't talking to them, it was dropping a hint. Is that the last word? Handkerchief. Okay. Oh, okay, I know what you mean by that. Handkerchief in front of the guy, and you pick it up. That would cause the male to pick up and speak to the girl, right? That's so there's no different than you in a club in a modern setting, right? Let's just say you're at a club or a bar or whatever, and you like a guy, but you're just a little less subtle. Say you're at a supermarket, and if you like a guy, guess what? You're gonna put yourself in proximity to that guy. And if you really have high interest and you're like, I don't want to miss this chance, and your character is like, you know what? I don't care. I will talk to him. You will even approach. And there are women that approach men. Okay? There were some instances where some girls approach me. I'm just like, thanks. Take it as a compliment, right? But it doesn't make me any less. It's just like, hey, if that's what you like, you go for it. But if you're a girl and you want a confident guy and you approach that guy, and let's just say he's kind of, let's call him a wuss, right? Less masculine. Let's just say later on down the line in a relationship, and he does not show you that masculine type of energy, you're gonna fall out of love unless you want to settle with him. But that's your option, right? But when you really want a guy that's kind of like initiating, I like Bumble. I think Bumble allows the woman to choose the guy, and when woman does the choosing, it's always better. It's always better because it's her choice. You can't get turned down if it's her choice, right? All you have to do is just, she's like Bruno Mars. She's leaving the door open for you. You know, all you gotta do is walk through instead of trying to like pound on it, knock, ring the doorbell, right? Bothering her. Okay, anyways, move on. Um, let's see. Give her space. Okay. When she pulls away, right? Give her space. And most men does the opposite. They pursue, they keep talking, they're like, what's going on? And it lacks a lot of mystery. You don't even have anything you guys want to talk about after. So, the reason why I chose this is because when women pulls away, the guy gets kind of like, what's going on? What's going on? And he overreacts. And usually it's a test. Usually is a test. And depending, even if she says, I want to break up. Oh, you don't want to be with me? Okay. Well, that's okay. Well, if you don't want to be with me, what can I do? Right? Okay. Now, if you want to talk about certain things, okay. If we're talking, you just keep blowing up and you're like, I want to give up, break up. All right, go ahead. I'm trying to talk to you. You don't want to talk. We're not communicating. You want to break up. Go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. Best way to get someone's attention is to remove yours. So if they offer something that's unilateral, that is not up to you, well, guess what? You get to walk away. Cheers. All right. Let's see. Sarah, you said handkerchief. What are thoughts about guys bragging? Insecurity, usually insecurity. I know a lot of guys that brag. There's plenty around me. But as I'm going down a list and I'm talking about it, Sarah, I would love to hear more questions about what's going on. But I do want to talk about my first slide, even though we're like 12 minutes in, which is differences. What are some differences between men and women, right? Differences. Okay. Women want empathy and men offer solutions. That's what we do, right? That's why you always hear the common saying, you're not listening, you're not listening, you're not listening. What do you mean? I am listening. Well, that's because they just want you to feel for them. They want empathy. They want to feel you. And if she could feel you, she'll feel more connected with you. And when she says you're not listening and you're fighting back and you're like, yeah, I am. What do you mean? You're trying to offer a solution and she says you're not listening. You're communicating that you don't understand her. And when you do that time after time after time, and she doesn't understand you, you don't understand her, eventually, like I said, everybody has a limit. And once they have that limit and that limit gets crossed, they're gonna pull away. And what happens? What usually happens? Guys, they usually over pursue because rejection breeds obsession. And when they don't have what they want, they go back and they start chasing and they pursue and they push that girl away. And then he's like, oh man, there might be another guy. They feel anxious. That now they are approaching her in a place of fear, thinking that if I don't get her back right now, she is going to run into the arms of another guy. Well, guess what? If that's her prerogative, nothing you can do to stop her. But if you let her do what she wants, she'll come back. Just like cats, just like the weather. The sun will always shine, all right? Now, men, another one, differences. Men complain about women always wanting to change them. That's what they complain about majority of the time. They just want the guy to change. You want him to change. You want him to change, right? Not necessarily change, but maybe at least, well, some, but want him to become better, right? And I'm assuming based off that fact is because there's not much going on better for him. And she just wants a winner. Woman wants a winner. She does not want to win, okay? Women complain about men not listening. Okay, so that's what we were talking about before. So I'm not going to get too much into it. And now, so where does value come in, right? Men feels valued by the sense of importance by going after what they want, having that purpose, taking that risk. That's masculine energy, breaking through barriers. That's where we feel valued, right? Now, it doesn't mean that and doing it by themselves too, okay? So that was a key one. Doing it by themselves. Now, this doesn't mean that they can't have any support. Support is really important, especially look, if I got a girl and I want to do this by myself, right? This is what I want to do. Hell yeah, I want support by my lady. I want that, but I just need to know that I'm doing this on my own. Just let me do it. Baby, I got it. I love you. Thank you for supporting me, right? She's going to be your greatest cheerleader, your biggest cheerleader, right? So she's there to bring you up. Just like any relationship, you're there to give, right? So, like I said, it doesn't mean that they cannot support you, okay? And you want that support, right? And it defines that he's not only competent, right? When he's able to do this on his own, it shows that he's not only competent at what he does, if he successfully does that thing on his own, whether it's like, oh, I'm number one in my company or whatever it is, right? Anything that he wants to do that is deemed successful to him, he wants to know that he did it himself. That's what he values. Let him have it. Don't try to take that away from him. And also it builds confidence and it builds character. And my coach, he always says that character is destiny. So if you're a person that values this, that values loyalty, commitment, right? This is your character. That's what you value. And these are your core values. And that's going to be how your destiny is, because you can always trace back about how a person shows up, right? If that person just doesn't look, I don't condone stealing, so I don't care. You got that from me. I don't want it because you stole it. I don't condone that, right? That's character. That's their character. Some people don't care. They're like, I don't care where it got from. Give it to me, right? So character is destiny, right? Women, they value love, relationship, bonding, connecting. That's feminine energy, right? They're more nurturing, right? They're more nurturing. Oh. Chevelin, you said when a guy brags too much, it is a turnoff for me. It's like brag, but not too much. Yeah. Personally, if you have to brag, putting this on pause, but personally, if you have to brag about what you got, chances are you don't really have that much going on for yourself. Because a guy that is really safe and secure on who he is as a person, and that's his character, he doesn't need to validate himself to you. It's like, I know where I'm at. Eventually, you're gonna find out. I don't need to tell you, but if you want to know, I'll be more than happy to tell you. But tell me a little bit more about yourself. Like, what are some things that you like? Right? What are some things that you like? Tell me about your family. Tracing back how their childhood is also really important too as well, right? Because your environment will usually, most of the time, beat your intentions. So, women, they value love, relationship, commitment, bonding, feminine energy. Women sees men that works. Okay, so also another thing too is when women, right? The difference is when they feel rejected. Say, for example, you have a guy and he's just too focused on himself, right? Whether it's his business or whatever. When you don't court your woman, another man will. Remember that? So let's just say you're always too busy for her. So you rather focus on maybe hanging out with your boys, or you're just too focused on your job and you're busy and there's, you got to put a roof over her head, but you start ignoring her. How she sees it, okay? How she sees it is, you're rejecting me. How he sees it is, I'm providing for the family. Without me, I wouldn't be able to provide. So as a guy, where do you stand? Well, it means that you need to find some sort of balance, because you're in a relationship to give. If you're not there to give anything to her, she's gonna find it somewhere else. Okay? And then when she's gone, well, guess what? Then you definitely have more time to file paperwork, okay? Because she's gonna serve you with that divorce sheet, and you'll be like, peace out, right? And so, and same thing for women. If he's too busy, understand where he's coming from too, right? Because you're in a relationship, you're there to give. So if he's too busy, you'd be like, baby, I noticed that you're very busy. But there's, I do miss you. I do wish that you whatever. At least you let him know. And if he doesn't do anything about that, then okay, then something might need a change, right? Okay, let's see. Well, that's cool. That happened a bit today too. He mentioned that he had so many different license, gun license, pilot, drone license. Yeah, yeah. Okay, but did you ask? And did you care, Sarah? Let's see. What else? What? So the differences. So the differences between men and women is men, they have a greater need of a status and independence, right? The emphasis is on being separate and different from other men, right? We want to do it on our own, so leave us alone. We're separate, okay? And we want to be different. Women have needs for intimacy and connection, so the emphasis is on being close and connected. So here's the difference: men, separate and different. Women, emphasis is on being close and connected, or the same with that guy. She wants to connect with that guy, right? And so that's why it's so important to understand how to communicate with each other, right? And if you're, like I said, if you're a guy and you're watching this, you want to learn how to communicate with your lady. And if you're a lady and you're watching this, you want to make sure that how do I communicate to that guy to make him, feel free. You must love in such a way that the person you love feels free, right? Of course, setting and reinforcing those healthy, those boundaries, right? You want to make sure that they don't cross those, right? So let's see. So this is why it's always better that men go slightly slower. Okay, slightly slower. So what does that mean? It means that you could initiate, you could ask her out, right? Because that's what a confident guy does. And women love confident men. And that's why so many women are out there like, well, I really like this guy, and I always try to do things, and he's not picking up the hint. And you're like, I don't want to just go out there, but it feels like I have to. And it's like, but when you do it, doesn't make you happier that he finally said yes because you did the work? No, you finally got what you wanted. It's kind of like, it's like, oh, well, I got him, but it's not the way I want him, because I wanted him to have more confidence. But then in that reality, you're projecting what you feel onto him. So as a woman, you're projecting how you feel onto him, but you're ignoring the reality of he might just not be that confident guy. And is that the guy that you want in your life? Is that the type of man that you want in your life? That guy that doesn't even know how to take the lead? Do you have to always take the lead in the relationship? Well, you're the one that try to hit on me, So yeah, what do you want to eat, babe? I don't know. I'm the guy. I don't know what I want to eat. You pick. I don't care. Do you want that in your life? Probably not. Baby, we got 4 options or 2 options. We got Chinese or Japanese today. You want Asian? Or we can have Mexican food. We can always get that burrito we always talked about but never got, right? Do you want to go get a burrito, or do you want something else? Like, let me know. What are you feeling? Pick some, and then we'll play a little game. I don't know. Have some fun with it, right? Have fun, right? Now, this is why it's always better for the men to go slightly slower than her. In the beginning, he still initiates, right? Gauging her level of interest. And this way, it will always help the guy by not over pursuing, by not pushing her away. Because when a guy over pursues, it conveys that he doesn't know, he is not worthy. That's what he's conveying. Like, look, I'm trying to lock you down, because if you don't stay with me, I don't know where I'm gonna be. I really want to be with you, right? Kiki doesn't know yet. Kiki doesn't know. That drives me nuts when a guy is indecisive, right? It's very, yeah. So what what do you want? Do you want a guy that knows what he wants, or do you want a guy that, maybe you were like, oh my god, he looks like this Korean guy. I don't know, I'm just making this up, right? He looked like this Korean guy, and I want to date him, but how come he's not noticing me? Maybe he has a girlfriend, right? Or maybe he doesn't have a girlfriend, but yet he doesn't have interest. Well, you know what? Go where you're celebrated, not where you tolerated. But also, the worthy is only meant for the deserve. So do you even deserve that? Meaning, are you keeping up with your life to the best that you can be? Are you taking care of your health, right? Because I'm not, if you just worked out and ate better, that puts you, at least in America, 33%, like 2/3. You're better than 2/3 of the people out there, right? What's the statistics? Like, what, 70 something percent of people, 75 plus, are overweight or obese? Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, right? Anyways, by moving slightly slower than her shows that you're not needy, and lack of neediness displays higher value. That's what it does, right? It displays higher value, right? So another difference is men, this slide number 2, men fall in love with their eyes, women ears. Okay, so when a guy, he can look at a girl and be like, oh my god, I'm in love, right? Which is why a guy falls in love a lot quicker than women. That's a fact. Have you ever slept with a dude or kissed another guy and he was like, oh my god, I love you, or I really want to be with you, right? Because he feels connected, right? But hey, depending on your level of interest on him, even if you slept with him or you dated him or whatever, and he's like telling you this before you told him, it's a potential of pushing you away. Now he's taking that big chance. If you already have high interest into him, then it's okay. Then he's allowed to make a little bit more mistakes. But if your interest is kind of like, and now he's asking you to be his girl, and you're like, I don't, things are moving too fast, right? Right? And she will find a million excuses to say no. I'm busy. I have a lot of work to do, right? I gotta take care of my niece, right? There's some other things on my mind that I can't tell you. I'm actually still seeing this other guy. Whatever it is, she will make a million excuses. But if she does like you, she will let you know, right? So I guess an example would be like, well, do you rather have a guy that tells you, oh my god, I want to be with you, like you're the girl of my dreams, I love you, right? And you're like, right? Or would you much rather have another guy be like, hey, guess what, I have an idea, right? Remember you said you love going on balloons, right? I have this crazy idea of hiring this person, and then we could just, I know you might be a little afraid of heights, but we have a professional on this balloon, right? I'm pretty sure you haven't been on a balloon like that, right? And we just go up there, and after that, maybe we drink some wine, right? Have fun, right? Or do the things that he thinks is like, it's adventurous. He's having fun. He's not worried about relationship. Relationship-focused men do not get a lot of women because they feel like they're locking them down into a relationship before they're ready. And what I mean by there, it means he's trying to lock her down before she's ready, right? So don't be that relationship-focused guy. No one will open up, write down a couple times, and practice what to say. Then once you ate, confident say it. Did I? No one will open up, write down a couple times, and practice what to say. Then I'm not sure. Is it just me? I can't read. Maybe Mitchell can't read today. So can you please clarify that for me, Sarah? Appreciate it. But yeah, anyways, men fall in love with the eyes, women ears, right? Men need to know they're needed. Okay? Women needs to know that they are wanted. What does that mean, Mitchell? It means that, well, as a guy, right? Let's just say we're in a relationship, right? We need to know. Oh, you're answering, Sheldon. Oh, okay. Men need to know that if I'm in a relationship with you, right? I'm the guy, and I'm in a relationship with you, and you're the girl. We need to know that when things needs to be done, you will come to me, because you're not another dude, okay? You'll come to me, okay? Because I'm the guy. Men like to fix things. You ever notice we love offering solutions even though you just want us to listen? Perfect example. So we need to know that we're needed as the guy. Woman needs to know that they're wanted, right? Because what does that mean? It means that she needs to know a little bit of like, oh, do you still love me? Do you still care about me? She will start asking you questions if she feels a little uncertain. And once they feel a little uncertain, they need that little reassurance, that little kick. Just be like, oh, he does care. He does want me. Okay, I still feel good. And then after he's done, she goes and runs off and be like, okay, he still cares about me. All right, well, all right, I'm good now. Okay, so when a guy feels like he's needed, but also here's also another thing: when you feel like you need him, he also wants to feel appreciated, and this goes for both parties. Okay, the last thing you ever want to do is just expect your partner or the person you're around to just do the things and expect it from them versus being appreciative. Hey, I really do appreciate you cooking dinner every day. Like, it's just, it must be a lot of work. Would you How about you take a break? And you know what? I know I'm not the best cook, so why don't we plan a date and go out and eat somewhere? You deserve a little rest. Really? You do that? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do it. Let's plan a date. Right? And this is assuming that you guys are already together, right? So it shows appreciation. It shows that you're taking initiative. You're taking a lead as the guy, right? Now, also, if you're a woman and you'd be like, baby, I noticed that you've been working very hard, right? Is there anything I could do for you too, right? And depending on his request, right? Depending on his request. Oh, do you like back massages, right? Whatever, right? Is there anything? Do you want to eat anything? What do you like, right? Or I made your favorite food, because I knew you had this meeting and you were preparing for this whole entire week. But that can only happen when you're at a better, more relaxed state. And when you're in a relaxed state, you're not thinking about yourself too much. You're thinking about what you can do for another person. Am I right? But when you're pissed off, everything is always about you. And not only that, everything feels like it's going against you. So how do you find your place? Even if you're bothered, if you don't feel centered, how do you find that place back into that center? Because when you're much in a more relaxed state, you're thinking about the other person. You're not thinking about too much about yourself. And when you are thinking too much about yourself, well, guess what? That is not a relationship. That is not a relationship. Okay? So that's why women needs to know that they're wanted and men needs to know that they're needed. Okay? Don't go to another guy. Come to me. I could do it. And if I can't, I'll be like, nope, we got to find this other guy. But let me choose. I'll be the one to make that decision, right? So, men likes to fix things. Woman needs to know that she is wanted. When she likes you, she needs to know that at that very moment. And can you reassure her, right? That haircut, she dyed her hair. She cut it in nicely just for you. Can you reassure her, baby, you look great. You look great. You did that for me? Oh my God, you look beautiful. Come over here, right? That's how you can open her up. That's how you make her feel wanted, okay? Women needs to know they're wanted. Men just needs to know that they're needed. Men who seeks validation from women, okay, and this is a no-no, but men who seeks validation from women is considered abundant of. This easy. There's a dime a dozen, right? You're easily replaceable. So that's why I always want to make sure that if you're a guy and you're watching this, you don't want to be that guy that's always seeking validation from. Okay, I'd see if Mitchell's agree though. He might have a different perspective. Let's see. What is the best thing to do if you know both of you is waiting for each other? Who will open up first? Oh, okay. I must have missed that, or might have read it and didn't go through. So okay, let me read it. Hold on. Pause. I'm pausing. No one. Write it down a couple of times. Practice to say it. Confidence. Say it. Okay. what you plan on saying. I'm asking for Chevlin. If in that case, when no one opens up, I would say write it down, what you want to say, right? Open up, practice, bam, it's real. I hate my keyboard. Is now this is just me, okay? I always think that a masculine guy should be the one that initiates, that knows how to take the lead, right? Just like the whole handkerchief situation. When she drops it, what's up, Bree? Coming in the middle. Like cheese, right? Like cheese. Anyways, like you know how she drops the handkerchief and he wants him to notice, right? When woman likes you, she's going to put herself into your orbit. Same thing for men. That's what happens. If he likes you, he's gonna put himself into your orbit. Now here's the difference. As a lady, you're okay. You're allowed. Okay, and here's the difference. You're allowed to be around him so that you're allowing him that chance to come and say hi, whether it's looking at him, whether it's smiling at him, right? Whatever it may be. What kind of indicators are you giving him? Are you playing with your hair? Are you preening yourself? Are you fixing? Are you putting on some lipstick so that he could look at you and be like, oh my God, I'm just so drawn to you? Because guess what? Men, we fall in love with our eyes. Women with her ears. And the way you could open her up, can you listen to her? How can you communicate to her, right? So, smelling, I'm joking. Now, going back to what Chevlin was saying, if both parties don't know how to open up, eventually it's not going to work, right? Eventually it's not going to work. Now, do most people settle? Absolutely. That's why you like go, like for real, go to a local supermarket or somewhere, Target, wherever you may be, right? Coffee shop, anywhere, and just watch couples. Okay, are they really happy, or are they just kind of like, fuck, I'm just dealing with it, right? What are they doing, right? So that's why men needs to know how to show up. Same thing for women, right? And if you both understand each other, you're both complete. You know what their love language is, you know what they like, you know what pisses them off, right? That's why I always like, look, if you're not sure, well, guess what? Ask, dig deep, ask why, what is bothering you, right? And as a guy, also, you also have to know that you are allowed to have bad days, but don't use her as your therapist. Find somebody else. You need your own people that you talk to, that you trust with your information, that they're not going to go and turn around and stab you behind your back, right? Because loyalty is number one for men. Loyalty is number one. Same thing for women too. They don't want to be betrayed. But to men, it's more intense, okay? It's because they want to make sure that the things that they have, they stay close to them, right? You got to protect yourself, right? You're like, Karma, she's loyal. What? So that's why, like, this whole idea, it's to improve both parties. It's not just me telling men to become better. Like, it's also like, look, if you're a woman and you're watching this, you wanna attract a quality guy. Well, guess what? As you become better, you're still going to get a lot of those bottom feeders that you don't really want. But you also know that, you know what, I'm screening you out. Right? Now, I also know that, like, there's also people in the red pill community, and they talk about, like, women and their age, and how, like, men, when they age, it's a little bit different than a woman, right? But it doesn't mean that you can't still become the best version of yourself and, get back into shape. If you know that men fall in love with their eyes, what is it that you can do to improve yourself, right? Now, if you're upset about the way you look, and you just want men to feel sorry for you and to want you just because this is what you could offer, right? I'm not body shaming, right? But what I am saying is, can you become the best version of yourself where you're allowing other people to be like, God damn, you're fucking gorgeous, right? Like, same thing for a guy too. That's why you see a lot of people going to the gym. They eat good. They take care of themselves, right? Also, how's your attitude? How is your attitude? What is also, Sarah? Body shaming, right? if you body shame yourself, like there's so many things that you would say to yourself that you would never say to another person. Why is it okay that you're saying it to yourself? You want to have a little bit more confidence in yourself too, but not so much where you're driving men away, but you're like, you know what? I am beautiful. You know what? I can go outside and I can be better. So what does that mean? Well, let me check on my nutrition. Is it going well? Am I doing everything that I can to take care of my body, both mentally and physically? Do I get adequate sleep? Am I drinking enough water? Those are all very important. Am I doing the best I can to take care of myself physically? Because like I said, men fall in love with their eyes, women with their ears. So same thing for me. Mitchell, you were shy. I was shy. I was shy shit. I didn't know anything about women, but I was upset at one point. I was like, how come like I'm trying to talk to a girl and she doesn't like me? Well, because you don't know what you're saying, Mitchell. You don't know. And so instead of like, and I did, the regular standard, like if you want more confidence, go outside and talk to more people. You will build more confidence. But what happens when you stop talking? What happens when you stop talking to people? Well, then you got to redo it again. Then you got to build that back up. You got to build that, that snowball effect. So I get that motivation. Well, you know what? Why are you shy, Mitchell? Find a cause. Find a root cause. Well, I'm shy because I'm worried about what other people would think of me. Why? Well, I'm shy in that sense because, they judge me and they will laugh. Okay, is that important? Yeah, like if other, okay, well, how are you able to let that go? Are you going to die if someone have a bad judgment of you? No. Will you be okay? Yeah, I will. Okay, well, then go out and be yourself and actually put yourself out there. And you know what? You're not going to have everybody like you. So that's okay. So if you see something that you like, go for it. All right. So instead, now if I see something that I like, I'm going to go for it. If I get shot down, well, guess what? A woman will never, ever blame me for at least trying. If anything, she would appreciate that more. That's a compliment on her end. Hey, you know what? I'm coming. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Your eyes, it messed me up. Let me try again. Hi, my name is... right? And at least it's authentic, right? I'm trying to talk to you. The way you looked, the way your eyes was looking at me is too damn beautiful. It fucked me up. So I have to do it again, right? I'm pretty sure you don't give guys this many chances, so it could be my third. So yeah, so I saw you from across the room. How are you? Okay, all right. Blah 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 blah. Talk. Look, I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I don't even know. But I am here. Right? Okay, this is awkward. You know what? You're right. I'm gonna remove myself. You at least tried. Okay? Whatever. Let's see. How about comparing your men or girl to someone on IG or Twitter? Oh, that's horrible. I would not suggest that. Don't get me wrong, I'm working on me always, but it's difficult. Okay? It's like humans are built to point out flaws in themselves. I think let's see, but when I start body shaming myself, I go back to my focus and I recenter myself again. Okay. Sarah, you said, I think that too. When one person, the male, makes a comment on you, it lingers on your mind for ages, right? Until you find the one who appreciates for you, all of you, right? But like I said, it might not be something that you want to hear, but that's what men do. We focus on... Now, it doesn't mean that the guy can't like you for your personality. It's just that he also wants to be attracted. It's the same reason. It's like, I forgot what it was. This might be a bad example, but there was a time where I think Genuine was overseas or whatever, and they was like, oh, do you like these type of people? I'm not gonna say who. Do you like these type of people? And he's like, oh, they're not my type. And then they literally bashed the hell out of him. Oh, he's like this. He's this type of guy. He is anti whatever. And he's like, look, I have my interests. I don't have that type of interest. That's not what I like. How can you shame somebody for not liking that? That's my interest. I am obligated to my own opinion. I'm me. I'm not hurting nobody. I just don't. That's just not my interest, right? So body shaming. So remember when I was telling you, like, when women look in the mirror, they find flaws. When guys look in the mirror, they're like, yeah, right. Now, if the guy's completely overweight and he's like, oh man, I need to lose this, right? He's not gonna beat himself up. Now, also, think about it like this. Look at where you guys are starting from. When you're looking into a mirror or someone sets a certain comment towards you, and you're kind of like, you know what, you are right. I am a little overweight. Goddamn, right? And you're Chevelin, and you're like you're driving yourself for the reason of that is how you get back to your center. So everything that you're doing is to move forward, and you're not really attacking the cause as to why you're saying to yourself, I don't like the way this looks. Instead of, so you're playing not to lose, right? It's more of a competitive mindset, right? But instead, how, this is a very important question, how can you switch that competitive mindset into a more collaborative? Instead of playing not to lose, how do you switch it and be like, how do I play to win, right? Look, I might not be where I'm at now, but I know for damn sure if you give me 3 months, I could be where I'm at. I could be it. Maybe give me, I might have some parties and I want to eat, right? I want to eat. I love chicken adobo, right? I love lumpias. There's me. I love chicken adobo and lumpias. Anyway, it's like how I know I'm going to do that. Okay, maybe it takes 4 months. Well, guess what? I'm going to enjoy the process no matter what. I'm going to enjoy it. But in the meantime, I don't need to beat myself up. Am I going to have days where I don't want to go to the gym? Absolutely. There's plenty of days where I don't want to go to the gym. But when I get up, 80% is about showing up. 20% is about doing the work. Today, I didn't want to go to the gym. Guess what? I got up, went to the gym. Did I have a good session? Hell yeah, I did. Did I get to dance? Hell yeah, I did. Did I have a good time? Hell yeah, I did. I did it. But in the beginning, I didn't want to do it, right? But it's kind of like, all right, well, I don't want to do it. But I know that when I go there, everything's great. Everything will be better, right? Minus the guy that kind of shoulder checked me the other day. Anyways, not important. I went on a tangent, as usual. So, going back to the question, like, so how do you know if he is interested? How do you know, if you're a woman watching this, how do you know if the guy is interested in you, right? Now, this is where there's going to be a lot of similarities, what guys do, right? Proximity plays a huge role, right? So if he wants to know you as a person, he is interested in you. And I'm not talking about like, oh, let's just say the interaction goes, you're sitting here, you're playing with your hair, you just look and he sees you and he smiles. Hey, does he like you? Maybe. But one little incident isn't going to justify that he likes you. Maybe he thought that you had a nice smile, and smiles are contagious. Hey, just because a girl smiles at me, it doesn't mean that damn, she wants this, right? No. That's just one incident. What you can really determine that is by behaviors and their patterns. What do they do? If I initiate, right? If I look at her and she smiles at me, right? Let's just say Kiki and I were just, we're not dating yet. I saw you from across the room, right? And I saw her and I'm like, hey, yo, we smiled. I approach her. I'd be like, hey, how's it going? What's your name? Oh, my name's Kiki. Nice to meet you, Kiki. What's your name? Oh, my name is Mitchell. Is this seat taken? No? Okay. What are you doing here? Oh, I'm just sitting here, just having a good time, drinking. What are you drinking? Right? Have conversation. Now, if they're interested in you, what you can do and what you can pick up on is they are interested in you. They will start asking questions about you. They want to get to know you. Yaku, what's up, man? Differences between men and women. And so when they like you, they want to ask questions related to you. What do you like? What do you enjoy doing? What are your interests? They want to know you. They will want to get to know you, right? Not general topics, right? About politics and whatnot, unless that's what you're into, right? But he will want to get to know you, and that's how you would know. Yaku's in the house. You know how's it like? The organs of each are different. Yeah, could you coming in with too much IQ? I'm not ready for that. Too much IQ. All right. So if he doesn't, so if he's not interested in you, if he doesn't, or never mind, scratch that. So if he doesn't know how to open or take the lead, and she likes you, and she's going, this is what's going to happen. If she likes you and you're the guy and you don't know how to lead, guess what? She's going to be left disappointed. Like, man, I really wish he had a little bit more confidence. I do like him, but do I? Then you really have to ask yourself as a lady, do you really want that guy that doesn't even know how to take the lead in the relationship? And what makes you think he will take even more lead? Not saying they can't, but what do you think? How do you think he's going to take the lead when you are in the relationship? When things go sideways, how do you know? How do you know? Because as a lady, aren't you seeking for that reassurance, that certainty? You're already going there with the approach of, I have to do something. He's too much of a little, not as masculine, right? Guy. Do you want that? Is that what you want? And if that is, then that's your choice. I'm not going to tell you how to live, but that's your choice. So, but also, this is how she's going to take it, and she's going to take that as a rejection because you are not as interested. You're just not as interested. And if you're not as interested, she is going to take that as a rejection. All right. Okay. So I need to speed this up, but welcome everybody. What's up? How y'all doing? Anyways, moving on. He goes out of the way to get your attention, right? This is how you would know if you're a lady and you're watching this. He will go out of his way to get your attention. Woman does this too, but he will show initiative. And most women want a guy that is a little bit more confident. Confident men sparks attraction in her eyes because it conveys survival. You know how to survive. You know how to go for what you want, right? Breaking through barriers. That's masculine energy, right? He also knows that when the storm comes, he's not going to be bothered. He's going to be like, you know what? She's just having, one of those days. It's not really for her, but it's okay. She will get over it. But also, you don't want a Fruit Loop. You don't want those cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? You want to make sure that if you're in there with your lady, you want to make sure that she's okay too. She's not a Fruit Loop. Yeah. What the heck is my grammar? Yaku, what's up, man? So anyways, he know, and if he, it conveys survival, and he knows how to lead, because if a man that doesn't know how to do this is, they're less likely to succeed. Less likely, right? Women generally do not do the approaching, but like I said, there are women in some cases that do the approaching. Like I said, my only concern is the confidence level in that guy. Like, do you really want a guy that doesn't really go for that? And is that really the type of guy that you want? If that's what you want, then go ahead, right? To me, how I see it is, I will always be at a place where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated. Not like, oh yeah, you could come too. Like, no, Mitchell, we want you there. Yeah, I want you there. Why? Because you're fun, Every now and then you might get a little drunk and you move your feet a little bit, and I like how the way you move your feet, right? I like the way you move your feet, Mitchell. Okay, cool, thank you. Appreciate it. And you're a good person. You know what? You know how to talk to people. I really appreciate it. And whenever there's a problem, you listen to me, and I really appreciate that. You're welcome. You're welcome. You give people to me too. So and thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it. Right? The food is great. The atmosphere is nice. Right? Why wouldn't I be here? Why wouldn't I? So you normally draw in public, so people, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Can't wait for you to come to San Francisco. What's up? But anyways, let's see. When you're together for a while, yeah, like I said, when you're together for a while and the excitement goes down, then you got this guy that you, as a woman, did the approaching. You approached him, and the excitement goes down. You're like, he's kind of like, doesn't really want to initiate anything because that's not the type of guy he is, right? But is, is that saying that there are guys that where the women approach and does he not become better? Yeah, maybe, but do you really want to chance that? It's up to you. Most women want a guy that already knows what he wants, right? That's not faking it. Mitchell does it with the dancing, make you the way you make you feel. Oh, you know me too well. Let's see. So look at the patterns and his behaviors. Is he asking questions about you to get to know you, or does he have like a certain hidden agenda? Does he have some? Does he have a hidden agenda? Is he just, you ladies, when guys are just trying to get after you just to, get that one thing, right? You know it. And once you could detect that, you're going to be like, back off, get away, right? But let's just say you really have a guy that's really interested in you. It's just, he's like, oh, okay, like we connect well, right? There's a lot of things that I would like to know about you, and you're giving me that, and I get to know you. Why wouldn't you want to be around that person, right? But also, just because that person you communicate well and you guys have good chemistry, it doesn't mean that they are of value to you, right? Do you guys align in goals and values? Like, it goes back. Like, that's why it's so rare to have that, what I call the unicorn, to come into your life. That which only comes, based off Coach Corey Wayne, right? My homie. I would like to say that. Only 2 to 3 in a decade. In a decade. So that doesn't happen very often, right? So, that's why, like my other episodes, why being authentic, it's so important. All right. Let's see. Okay. Here's he goes out of his way to get your attention, right? But women also loves a guy that knows how to control his speed. I know what y'all thinking. Yes, that too. But she wants to know if the guy knows how to control the speed. Meaning, is he going slightly slower than her? Because it is always better if you allow her to come to you. But as the guy, do you know how to take the lead, take the initiation? Just like, oh, I dropped the handkerchief. I'm trying to get your attention, boy. Can you pick it up for me and ask me for my name? Because, you're looking kind of hot and I want to get to know you, but I'm too shy because you're supposed to be the guy and you're supposed to talk to me. Can you do that? And then after that, can you control your speed? You know what I mean? How fast can you go, or how slow, right? Like I said, slightly slower than her. And if you do that, she will come to you, and you're allowing her to come and go as she pleases. Why wouldn't she pick the most irresistible option? And that's you. That's you. You're the most irresistible option. Why? Because you're like, you know what? You want him? Go ahead. I'm not going to sit and wait, but hey, if that's what you want, go ahead. Right? And chances are, the guy that says go ahead, he already knows, or I hope, but he already knows. He's like, you know what? He's probably, that other guy that she's going to go with, he's probably going to say something to turn her off. You're going to run her back into my arms anyways. He's just that confident. I'm like, look, I can do it. Women needs to know how to maneuver, especially when men starting to show them. Dodge it. Yeah. That's why it's so important to know how to make sure your hips working, right? Right, Yaku? Your hip, everybody's hip should be working well. You can have it or pick it. What's behind door number 3? So yeah, like, go a little bit slower, right? It shows if you know how to control your speed, if he shows too much affection too quickly, it will turn her off. It's not. Look, ladies, when a guy says, I really like you, I want you to be my girlfriend, right? And you don't really feel like that for him, what do you say? You give a million excuses, right? You have a million excuses. You're trying to figure out a way to push him away. But if it was your choice, you're like, you know what? I really like you, right? Feminine energy. I really like you. We're having a lot of fun, right? You make me feel like this, right? Feeling. Ladies, they talk about it. Men, listen. When she says it makes me feel, guess what? She's probably not lying about it, okay? Learning how to show up in a place of strength versus from a place of weakness. How do you show up as the guy? And as a girl, how do you reciprocate that? Do you communicate that well, right? Mitchell and your hips. You got to make sure your hips are working, right? Um, anyways, going back to my story, right? When Michael said he was like other guys, he turned into a whirlwind thriller, right? And scared the shit out of her. By the way, loved that song. Traumatized me for the longest time. Yeah. So, anyways, if he moves too quick into and he's trying to lock her down in a relationship, it's going to turn her off. That's why it is always better to allow her to come and go, because you want to know and you want to be where you're celebrated. All right, you want to be where you're celebrated. All right, women fall in love slower. Okay, that's just a fact, right? Like I said, a guy could just look at a girl and be like, I don't even know if she speaks English, but I love her. You see that? You see that behind, right? You see that dun dun dun. She got that, right? You'd be like, I'm in love. I'm in love. Now, women are naturally more nurturing. They typically give their love slowly because let's just face it. What's up, Jackie? Well, sometimes. At a very biological level, women, they have a lot more to lose. They have a lot more to lose, right? Because if they have sex, every time they have sex, unless they do, some plumbing work, that they have a chance of getting pregnant. And when you get pregnant, what happens? When you go out, what happens? And you leave her, what happens? Unless she has that, abortion. But not everyone wants an abortion. I'm not gonna get into that. But you know what I'm saying? If she keeps the kid and you're not there, guess what? She has a lot more to lose. But that's just at a very biological level, right? Women, they're a little bit more cautious when it comes to being in a plumbing work. When it comes to in a relationship, right? They need to know that you are a good guy. Now, also, if you're a guy and that lady, she's moving too quick, you also want to be a little bit cautious too sometimes. Like, you want to that's why both parties, you want to properly vet the person that you're with. Are you moving too quickly? Right? It doesn't mean that you're moving quickly. It could be a bad thing, but also at the same time, you're cutting out all the work where, hey, maybe there's something that I missed, or maybe there's something that has not been revealed. And the last thing I do want to know is to get into the relationship where I'm more invested, and at that point I'm like, well, I'm too emotionally invested. You are my boyfriend or girlfriend, and now I feel like it's gonna be a lot of work to push your ass away because I'm tired of your ass, right? It's gonna be a lot of work. So, like I said, it is always better to just, take it a little bit slower and understand each other, right? People can hide themselves within the first 90 days. Okay? So, and then once you start seeing all these flaws, like, ask yourself, do you want to be in that relationship with that type of person? Or can you be like, you know what? Yeah, I can. Or no, I can't. Here's me personally, all right? Me personally, I'm gonna let you guys know. If I value loyalty, commitment, communication, right? And these are my core values. If you only have 2 out of the 3, right? It's not including other things too as well, but I'm just using these as an example. If you only got 2 out of those 3, it's not gonna work. I don't care. You could be the best, most beautiful woman out there. It's great. Your beauty is not going to stifle me. Maybe for a minute, I'm like, God damn, you freaking gorgeous. But God damn, you suck. Like, why couldn't you have the 3rd? Why couldn't you be 3 out of 3? Why? Because I do not compromise my core values. Now, as a guy, I don't compromise that. It's because I know it. I know that this is what I want. This is what I need in a relationship. Now, if you don't know what you need in a relationship, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to move forward, right? So, where do you stand in this relationship? Where are you understanding? Okay, you're attracted to this person. They have similar goals and values, but they don't hit all the marks of your core values. I'm not saying that you can't make some sort of compromises, right? Hey, maybe there's certain things that you like. I like the house really clean, but I'm a little bit more dirty. Can I compromise onto cleaning up a little bit? Yeah, I can. But you telling me that, oh, I can't compromise, like I just don't really open up very much because that's the type of person that I am, and I don't like to talk about my feelings. And well, if we're in a relationship and there's something that's bothering you, well, guess what? And we can't communicate, it's going to be very difficult. And I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm always constantly like just shaking you and be like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, no, talk to me. Talk to me. That's important. Right? So, like I said, if you only hit it, what I'm saying is it has to hit all those core values in order for me to have at least at a very fundamental baseline. That's just me personally, right? Where do you stand, right? You have to know what you want, because if you don't know what you want and you go in blindly, it might cause something that you might not like, and then you find out later, right? But if you already know, then you're setting yourself up a little bit better, right? Pillow milk. Traits: charisma, loyalty, carefree, health, right? Yeah, healthy. I need someone that's healthy. I don't want nobody that just comes in and be like, I got this. And I'm like, no, I don't want to eat that. Why you keep forcing me to eat pizza? I don't want to keep eating pizza. I want, every now and then I just want to eat some plants. I don't want no cheese. You know what? How cheese? What I tell you, you don't even understand. I don't like cheese. It gets me gassy. I don't want to say it in public, but you make me do it. I don't like cheese like that. Stop making me eat cheese, right? But like I said, know what you want. Know what you want. So, moving on. Women fall in love slower. Okay, they need to know how the guy is. Is he competent? Is he a competent man? Right? Does he let little things stifle him? Does he let little things bother him? Because ladies, if you're going to be with this guy, do you want a guy that is easily bothered, that gets upset over every little thing? Same thing for a guy too. Do you want to be with a lady that blows everything out of proportion just because she doesn't get her way? For me, absolutely not. No. Next. Okay, I don't want that. Does it mean I can't be your friend? No, I will be your friend. But it also means that I don't have to take your BS. Or as a grandma asks, is he reliable? Yeah. Is he handy with his, with his hands? Can he do, actual plumbing work, right? But does he have these things that you value, right? And it's not about what other people want, it's what you want. But it's difficult to understand. If you don't know what you want, it's hard to move, or it's going to be very difficult to move forward, right? Plumbing work. Let's see. So women are a little bit more cautious when it comes to opening up, right? She needs a guy that knows how to open her up, both mentally and physically. Okay, it's really important. So that's why, like I said, women complain about men not listening. Men complain about women always trying to change them. Because why? Look, when a girl is trying to change you, it hurts our ego, right? It's like, yo, stop trying to change me. Let me go at my pace. Now, if he's doing absolutely nothing in his life, and he's like, and you're a goal achiever, and he's just kind of like, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I don't need to move any forward. Stop making me. Do you really want to be with that guy? Is that the guy that you want to be with? Or are you settling with him? But that's up to you, and that's your choice, right? Like I said, I'm not telling you who to be with. What I am telling you is, do you know what you want? If you don't know what you want and you're stuck in it, eventually it might come to a point where it becomes resentful. And when you become resentful, it becomes bitter. And when you become a bitter person, you start focusing on yourself and not the other person. And in a relationship, you're there to give. You can't give when you're all pissed off. So you have more focus on yourself. And you focus on yourself and you keep focusing on yourself. What happens? Relationship becomes more distant. And then what happens? Someone breaks up. Someone's hearts get broken, right? Then you have all these other things coming on, right? Oh, I miss her. It's been 3 weeks. Fading effect bias, right? Sunk cost fallacy. We've been together for 10 years. Well, he's still a piece of shit. He's still a piece of shit, but we've been together for 10 years. Well, he's not going to change. He might. Women try to change men. You know what? That's why you got to see character is destiny. Character is destiny. You want to see what type of person he is. men, you also want to see what kind of person she is. Does she value loyalty, or she's, a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs every now and then, just because she doesn't get her way? Does she try and go out and, get attention from other guys? Or does she communicate with you? That's important. I think that's very important, right? Let's see, Yaku, you said expect girls to stay. Yeah, guys expect girls to stay the same and girls want to change. The dance of love. That is true, Yaku. Right? So, that's why it's like it's so important to know what you want, especially in a relationship, right? And it's so attractive to women that when a guy knows what he wants and he goes after what he wants, even though he might not be as successful and he constantly does it, he's going to get where he wants to be eventually. Because, success happens when you keep trying and showing up. And that's how it works. No one becomes successful immediately. Okay? But that's why if you enjoy the process of the things that you love doing, you're only going to keep doing it. And you're not worried about other things. You're like, I really enjoy doing this, And I'm starting to see some differences and I like it. Enjoying the process. But that's why people that go into like places and like, well, I just want money. Money will buy me this. If I just had more money, I will be happy. If I just got a girlfriend and I had more money, then I'll be happy. Well, guess what? You will always be chasing something. You will never be grateful for things, and you will always be stuck because you're coming from a place of being very competitive. But when you place yourself at a very collaborative state, like I said, you learn to give. You learn to give love. You're more desirable. You have more courage. You take more chances, right? So playing not to lose versus playing to win, right? A lot of people, they're down here. They play not to lose. Well, if I get into a relationship, most of my relationships are pretty shitty. So I hope this one isn't like the rest. Chances are it's going to happen again, right? Unless you change, nothing else changes. Let's see what else. Tell me what you want. Really? Tell me what you want. A scary spice. I can't do spice. It burns twice. When it becomes very spicy. Let's see. I'm almost done. I know I went past. I'm having a good time though. Having a great time with y'all. When she is attracted to you, she will put herself into your orbit. Same thing for men. Okay. She will start asking you questions. Again, focus on the pattern, the behavior. What are they asking? Do they want to get to know you? Or do they just want to get something out of you? Does he need some plumbing work? Is he just trying to, hit it, quit it, right? Ladies, you're very intuitive, right? You will know when a guy just wants to get with you just to sleep with you, right? But it's different. It's a different type of quality when you get a guy that's really interested in you, that wants to get to know you, that wants to spend time with you. It just depends on our upbringing in the guy, chef. Let's see. Even we say what we want, the man doesn't give it most of the time. It becomes on upbringing, right? Also, so your environment depends on how you were brought up. Here's the thing. For me, when I grew up, I thought there were certain things that was norm. I thought making fun of somebody was norm. Do I blame anyone else? No. I blame myself because I lacked that. I was ignorant. I didn't know. I didn't even know that this was out there. I didn't know that I could go out there, pick up a book, listen to a couple of podcasts. Thank you, internet, right? I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know I get to participate in my own rescue. I wasn't unaware. I was completely unaware of that until I was at a place of desperation, right? So usually there's only two places of learning, right? You either learn from a place of inspiration or you learn from a place of desperation. Mine came from a place of desperation. Why? Because Mitchell, everything seems to not work. Everything always sucked. How do I make it better? And so I was like, well, let me try this. Let me try that. And I did. And I enjoyed the process. And it was fun. And it was great. And now, not only that, I get to share with you guys. And I love doing that because I get to share what I know. And I don't know everything. And if you know something, please share that with me too. I would love to know, right? That way we could all learn from each other, right? But you see the difference, right? It's more collaborative. We're here to support each other versus it's like, no, I know everything. You need to listen to me, right? I'm the best. I've never had a bad day in my life. Like, that's kind of old school, right? Look at me. I'm very happy. Nothing ever happens. Very old school tradition, right? That doesn't, thank God that really doesn't exist anymore, right? So now, when it comes to men and women, right? When a girl likes a guy, she does everything she can to get his attention, right? She will do all that she can. Depending on your level of interest, you will put yourself into his orbit, right? You start playing with your hair, you start talking to him. Maybe your voice sounds a little different, right? If you're a girl and you're talking to a guy, usually you kind of like, whatever. And all of a sudden, he walks up, oh, hi. Your pitch, it just goes up, right? It's like, oh, because why you trying to put your best foot forward. Put that foot down. You're trying to put your best foot forward, right? You're trying to make sure that he comes to you and you're like, oh, this is great. I'm having a great time, right? Trying to, and then ask the guy if he knows what he's doing. He set up the date for next time, right? Or make an instant date. Have you guys ever tried instant dates? Those are fun. Hey, I'm gonna grab something to eat anyways. It was great talking to you. I'm super hungry. If you like, I will be over there. You're welcome to come join. Would you like to join? You wait and you wait. You don't say anything else. Just like a business transaction, if you will, right? I'm going to eat over there across the street. I heard they have the best, I don't know, pho, whatever, right? They have the best spare ribs. Would you like to come join me? And you're allowing them to come and go as they please. And if they like you, they like your attitude, you're funny, right? Boom, done. Impromptu dates are the best because you're like, wow, instant dates, right? I don't have to set nothing up. I'm already hungry. Girl, let's go eat. What are you talking about? Get what you like. Why? Because I set up the date. I asked you out. I'm paying. Beware of the guys that this is just me though. Beware of the guys that doesn't pay, right? I'm not saying that they're all like this, but I'm just saying, like, look, if the guy can't spare like 20 or 30 bucks to take you out on a date when he set it up, okay? When he set it up, what does it say about his character, right? I haven't been on traditional dates. Also, let's hang at blah 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 blah, or I would be at blah 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 blah. Come if you like. Much easier and less pressure. Exactly, right? Because you must love in such a way that the person you love feels free, right? You don't know if you love that person yet, but also at the same time, you don't want to pressure them. Nobody wants to feel trapped. Oh, you have to. How come you don't like me? I've been doing all this for you, right? No girl wants that. You got to let them come and go as they please. And most insecure men, they try to lock a woman down into a relationship before she's ready. And that causes her to pull away. And that's usually what happens. Also, quick tip is when a girl also says, I want to break up, chances are, if you know how to act, that breakup is just a test. She's just testing you. You don't have to be stifled. You don't have to be bothered. He's like, oh, you want to go away? Okay, that's fine. Well, come back when you change your mind. But, you don't have to be passive aggressive. You be like, go ahead. If she chose that unilaterally, you let her go. Because like I said, the best way to get someone else's attention is to remove yours. Okay. Now, lastly, a woman wants a man that could show up. She would never be upset at a guy for going after what he wants. If he goes after what he wants, she would never blame you for it. Even though she turned you down, that's a compliment to her, okay? So a guy that goes after what he wants, that is way more attractive. Ladies, would you be way more attracted into another guy if the guy swiped and he said yes to you, or some guy was like, oh, wow, like, oh, he walks up to you, be like, yo, I saw you from across the room. Chris Brown, Chris Breezy. I saw you from across the room, and I just had to come and say hi. What's your name? What's your name? Oh, my name's Kiki. Nice to meet you, Kiki. That's a really pretty name. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Right? Get to know her. What do you like doing? You're at Starbucks. What do you like to drink at Starbucks? Why is that your favorite? Okay. What are some things that you like doing the most? What makes you happy? Right? Ease into it. Get to know that person. But Mitchell, you have to do a dance. I have to do a dance as you ask. That'd be kind of awkward. Be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Right? I might be able to pull it off. Actually, speaking of that, Yaku, I'm glad you asked, because there was not an incident, but like I was just around some some homies and stuff, and they were like they were asking me, they were like, yo, Mitchell, you know how you wear that headband? Because I got that what was that Pachaco headband that I wear, because before my hair was a lot longer, so it would like go down to here. So when I'm wearing it anyways, it's a headband. They were like, Mitchell, that headband? I was like, yeah, I love that headband. They're like, no you don't. And I was like, yeah I do. What are you talking about? It's my favorite headband. That's my only headband. And so they were like, I bet you wouldn't wear it to the club. I'm like, actually I would, because I really like it. Now, would that be my first choice? Probably not. But if that's my only choice, I had to wash my hair, got fucked up. I don't want white shit on my hair. I had to wash it. That's the only thing I got. I'm putting that shit on. Why? Because I feel good with it. I'm happy with it. That's me. That's authentic to me. Well, guess what? Just because I'm in a club setting and it's very weird to wear a Pachaco headband, best believe that I could still pull. Why? Because the headband does not stop me from my feet moving. All right, I know how to move my feet. I could still pull. Am I going to wear the headband just to prove a point? No. But if I have to, I would. Rather wear a headband than having my hair down to my face with what some weird ass white shit, right? It's Yaku. It's pillow milk. It's pillow milk. So, but anyways, I do want to close this off, like I said, where she would never be upset at you for approaching her, right? If anything, it's a compliment, and nobody could turn down a compliment, right? Now, what I do want to say is, don't cat call. All right, that is, do it ethically. That's what I'm saying. Don't be like woo woo, right? No, stop cat calling. Stop sending DM of your thing, right? Ain't no girl want to see that, right? It builds no mystery. It's like, I don't want this weird ass whatever, right? She don't even know you. She don't want it. I don't know who thought of the idea of sending this, right? She don't want it. She doesn't want it. Men want any photo, because like I said, we fall in love with our eyes, woman ears. That being said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Today's topic was difference between men and women. And like I said, if you guys do find this video content of value, you guys could show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equal to the value of this video. Details will be in the description. And if you do enjoy this, please hit that like, share it to your friends, right? There will be more content like this, and I'm here for a few more minutes. So please, if you guys would like me to answer some questions, I'll be here to read more comments. I know I wasn't reading the whole load of comments, but yeah. There's a lot of pillow milk. That literally straight up came from Marina, though. Straight up from Marina. So let's see. I hide at McDonald's once. You had at McDonald's wants to date. Some guy at McDonald's wants to date you. Is that what you said? Tell me, what's your favorite boba? My favorite boba. Okay, my favorite boba always starts with the regular boba. Okay, and then I will venture off. That's kind of like my baseline. If your boba sucks and you're a boba spot, please have good boba and milk tea. All right. Me personally, I love Gongcha milk tea because the milk tea has a lot of tea flavor in it. And I like the tea and I like the milk in it. Right. And the black balls are good. So perfect. And then I start venturing off. What else is your favorite? What is another person's favorite? Right. That's me though. Right. Now, if I'm at a place and I'm not going to be here again, best believe I'm getting at least 2 drinks. 2 drinks. When I say drinks, is because I drank it. I'm gonna drink both of them, right? I might not finish the first one, okay? But best believe that I'm always going to try the boba first. Boba milk tea, standard. Tell me more about the plumbing issues. The plumbing is not. It's also her. Like, did she? I was talking about having sex basically, and did she do anything that like? Cause I don't look. She don't want no kid. Also, I don't want no kid. Not yet. I don't know you like that. Do I want to have some fun? Maybe. But I don't want. Hey, yo, I don't want no kid. I don't want to wake up 9 months later and be like, wah. That's the last thing I want. Tub of boba would be relaxing. I don't know. That feels kind of weird, wouldn't it? Guys, gotta go. Thank you. All right, thank you. Purple shot, Kenzie. Thank you. Purple boba. The ube. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I love the ube too. Yeah. So let's see. There was something that I want. Okay, yeah. So here's also another thing that I want to talk about, which is relationship focused, right? Relationship topic, which is, there are men out there that talks about women that, like I said, it's the red pill community, right? I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I don't. Do they say a lot of things that I agree with? Yeah. They say men should be on their purpose. Men should do this. Men should do that. Yeah, I agree with that. But when you cross the line and start saying, we just using women as this and just using it as that because that's all they're worth. Like, not only in my mind that you have a lot more maturing to do, but you're creating this type of community that builds this community and be like, F men, forget men. Because men, and it's because of men like this that's causing this whole community to form together to go against men like that. But it causes all the shit in the middle to be like, yo, what about the good people? And there's always a lot more mediocre people in the world than there are good quality people. Okay, and like I said, this podcast that you're hearing, it's for you to become better so that you can start screening out people out of your life. Not everybody deserves your time, and those that do are the quality, as long as you are working up into that quality, right? You're saying bye to him. Bye. Yeah, so anyways, it's just, it bothered me a little bit, but also at the same time, I'm thinking like, yo, is he hurt? And here's also another thing too. He has a big following, and I think to some degree it is helpful for men that doesn't get anywhere with women. Like, hey, you know what? I don't know. I'm scared. You're the only person that I look up to. You sound like you know how to get girls. I've never even touched a girl. I don't even know how she smells like. There was a girl that walked past me once and she smelled great. I want to know a little bit more on how to get that. Okay, cool. But like I said, remember, you always start with the right intentions. Now, if your intentions is to move forward and to treat women like that, like I said, it causes this ripple, and it doesn't end well. It doesn't end well. And like I said, your character is destiny. If your character sucks, well, guess what? It's not going to end in a great result, right? And if that's the life that you want to live, by all means, do it, but do it without hurting people. Because when you hurt so many other people, it causes a lot of people to not believe in themselves anymore. It's like, that's why you get a lot of people that be like, you know what, I'm not good enough. And then you start lacking a lot of hope, and it just start pulling you down, right? And a lot of people, just because they're insecure about themselves, they try to pull you down to their level so that it helps validate their perception of how they project to the world. And if they succeed in that, you're only going to help justify how they feel. And so, like I said, it's their frame and how they put on their frame. And if they pulled you down, the frame gets thicker and thicker and thicker to a point where they can't even return back, because that's all they know, right? And so that's why it's important to not only ask questions about yourself, but also listen to the questions to other people, because other people's questions, Sarah, thank you, appreciate it. it's also important to listen to the questions from other people, because those questions might not match your reality. If your reality, people usually ask questions to reinforce how they feel. But once it goes against it, well, guess what happens? You kind of be a little offended. You're like, I don't know where to begin. You're welcome, Sarah. And so listen to other people's questions. That's how you build a better argument for yourself too. And you expand and you become better, right? And who doesn't want to become better? Trick question. Not a lot of people, right? Anyways, guys, thank you guys for staying on. It has been an hour and a half. Had a great time. Yeah, cool. You're always the MVP. Always asking questions. Coming in the middle like Brie with the cheese. Yeah. I wish I could see everybody here, but you know, I can't. But yeah, today's topic, differences between men and women. And yeah, leave a little comment. Let me know. Let me know what you learned today. Okay, after I post this up. Until next time, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Brie with the cheese in the middle. You always put the cheese in the middle. All right. Till next time, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.